It's an attractive question with the assumed answer that, yes, sure they do. And the reason it's attractive is simply because we'd like to not say anything bad or offensive or that sounds arrogant regarding any other religion. But in fact, we're not honoring any of the major world religions if we say something akin to, sure, all religions lead to the same place. Why? Simply because those religions are not reconcilable. They believe different things that are not consistent or coherent with other religions. For instance, some Eastern religions have a kind of pantheistic conception of ultimate reality. Many of the monotheistic religions obviously are not consistent with that, seeing that they believe in a personal God. In fact, we actually are offensive by creating a new religion when we say something akin to, sure, all religions need to lead to the same place, when in fact what we're saying is we don't care for what any of them actually say. In fact, if you think about the question for a moment, why would you ask such a thing when on the surface of it these religions are so different? And not only is the motive may be right, but the question is not well conceived. For instance, no other aspect of reality do we consider answers where we would make such violations of logic and ordinary reason a good answer. Let me give you some examples. If you want to go to a certain town, you consult a map. It might sound nice if you stopped along the way and asked for directions. If someone said, well, you have your option, you'll arrive at the same place if you simply go east, west, north, or south. I personally prefer the western route because it goes through a beautiful winding valley, but some prefer the northern route because it goes through mountains, and you get the point. You don't all arrive at the same place by heading down different roads. Nobody in their ordinary life would think you're being helpful or kind or considerate by giving such advice. The bottom line isn't, are we being offensive, but is something true. And therefore, when Christ Jesus says, I am the way and the truth and the life, no one comes to the Father except through me, that is a truth claim. And therefore, it's either true or it's false, but it's not unkind to make the claim. And indeed, what we should be saying isn't whether or not I like the idea, but whether or not there is any evidence for its truth. And so I would urge you to consider whether or not there are any good reasons to believe that Jesus Christ really deserves, as he is, to be the most influential person in the history of civilization. I would ask you to consider another thought. Is it just possible that the predictions of his coming and his death and his resurrection from the dead and the historical evidence for his resurrection and the great multitudes and hundreds of millions of people who've come to know him personally just might in fact not be something arrogant, but might indeed be the truth?